we will bring in Palace Press Officer Yusek Claire Castro. Welcome to Storycon, Yusek.
Magandang hapon po.
Magandang hapon,
Hi,
Yusek.
Yusek.
At last, nakaharap namin kayo.
Parang matagal na po dapat akong nag-guess sa inyo.
Oo nga eh. Oo nga. But you're very busy, I understand, Yusek. Unahin ko na muna yung Myanmar because we were just talking about it. Yung earthquake, we are sending a 114-member team to help with the relief and recovery operations. Ano pong exactly, what are they doing there and how long will they be there?
If I'm not mistaken po, based po sa aming report, ay 2 weeks po. So, tentative date po ng deployment will be tomorrow.
Ay, tomorrow na.
Opo, yun po yung tentative date.
Who are these, who is this delegation?
Anong skill set
Ano yung
nila?
skills nila? What are they experts in? Ano po yung maitutulong nila?
Yes, meron po from the DOH. Wait lang po, hanapin ko lang po yung ating report kanina. Meron from the DOH, meron po from the sa MMDA din po for a while po
Okay.
Okay, this one. Okay. Meron po from the Philippine Emergency Medical Assistance Team po, yan from DOH, consisting of 31 personnel po. Meron din po from the Bureau of Fire Protection, itong Urban Search and Rescue Team po. At meron din po from the MMDA and Apex Mining Corporation SRR teams po. So 114 personnel po ang maipapadala po natin. Naka-standby po for this.
Yusek, are you sending any people from the media as well?
Wala po ako nakakalagay dito. I-check ko po ito, Sir Ed.
Yusek, nagtatanungan din mga tao about our level of preparedness, of course. May balak ba si President Marcos to call a meeting among his officials para i-assess yung preparedness natin? Saka ano yung mga ginagawa ngayon? Kasi yun ang inaalala ng mga tao ngayon.
Dagdag sa tanong ni
Opo,
Ami, Yusek, meron bang national agency na in charge para tignan yung structural integrity ng ating mga buildings, infrastructure? Usually kasi yan local government eh. Pero meron
Yes
ba tayong national agency na yan ang tutok nila?
Sir Ed, Sir
Ronald po. Ronald.
Llamas. Yan. As of the moment po, chichikin ko lang po, wala po ako sa papel na hawak po ngayon patungkol po dyan. Pero nagkaroon na po talaga ng nag-convene po for this matter regarding po sa pagtulong sa Myanmar. At sabi nga po natin, pinangunahan din po ito ni Secretary Gibo Teodoro po. And pinakikiusapan din po namin lahat po ng building officials sa LGUs, kung maaari po ay tignan nila yung mga structure nila. At maging stricto po at magkaroon po ng restriction sa pagpapatayo po ng mga buildings para po hindi po prone sa ganitong klaseng sakuna kung maaari po talaga.
Ma'am, we understand naman po
Yusek,
kasi...
gusto ba ni Presidente na magpa-check ng structural integrity? Kasi marami nag-aalala ngayon, lalo na yung bumagsak na sa Isabela, yung bridge. Wala pang 1 month yun.
Actually, yun po ang tinututukan po ngayon at sabi nga mo natin, wala pa nga po tayo na naging catastrophe, no? Patungkol dyan, wala pa po lindol pero may bumagsak na po na tulay. Yan po ay pinatututukan po, lahat po ng structure ay pinatututukan na rin po para malaman kung ito po ay safe po at maaaring magamit o madaanan. So, maganda po yung suggestion nyo na po yan.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, we do understand naman na much of the functions have been devolved already to the LGUs. I think also including tung enforcement ng local government code, ng building code. Yun lang, some people are also concerned na baka hindi ganun ka-even yung enforcement ng building code among the LGUs. Kasi syempre, iba-ibang LGUs, iba-iba priorities, iba-iba yung iba-iba yung standards, although dapat common standard yan, building code yan.
Uniform.
Pero yun how it is, di ba?
Hindi po pwedeng iba-iba yung standards, dapat uniform po.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the same time, wala dapat mga discrimination, walang favoritism. Dapat lagi tayo sa safe side po. So, yun po rin napapag-usap din po natin sa pamumuno po ni Secretary Bonoan sa DPWH. Dapat po rin tumating na.
Okay.
On a different
Balikan ka namin on those pending items, Yusek.
On a
Thank you.
different note, Yusek, kagaling lang ni US Defense Secretary Hegseth dito, no? Anong highlights ng kanyang visit?
Actually po, vertical po ito, sinasabi po kanina, nagkaroon po ito, binanggit po natin na magkakaroon po ng ongoing, there's an ongoing US $500 million commitment in foreign
Yes, ma'am.
military financing and other security assistance to support yung Philippine military modernization. So isa po yan sa napag-usapan po nila. At mas marami pa po maaaring maitulong para po itong ating stance patungkol sa ating maritime rights dito sa West Philippine Sea ay kanila naman po din na sinusuportahan.
Yusek, cambio lang ako uli kasi magkakaroon ng second hearing yung committee ni Senator Amy Marcos this Thursday. Ano bang, would you know kung ano yung reaction doon ni President Marcos? His sister is pushing ahead with the probe of something na, at saka kinikriticize yung, ano niya, yung of course, yung policy niya with regard to this issue.
Welcome naman po kung ano man po yung ipapatawag na hearing ni Senator Amy Marcos dahil sabi nga po natin at wala naman po na itatago kung ano man po ang pangyayari. Siyempre po, maliban lamang po doon sa mga subject matter na napapaloob po sa executive privilege. So lahat po na maaaring itanong, kung ano man, mga diffusion and everything, lang po yan ay ibibigay naman po na sagot. Kung ano man po yung pangalawang, sa hearing na pangalawang ipapatawag po ni Senator Amy Marcos.
Yusek, let's get into politics now. I don't know if you saw yung update over the weekend, yung lawyer representing former President Duterte, Attorney Nicholas Kaufman, said that they believe they have a compelling argument to ask the ICC to throw out the case against Duterte based on jurisdiction. I wonder if, number one, does the President know about this? And number two, do we have a reaction, please?
Of course, we do not have any more responsibility with regard to the hearing that will be conducted before the ICC. But anyway, if this is the issue, it had already been answered. It had already been discussed that the ICC has the jurisdiction of the crimes committed before the withdrawal of the Philippines from the Rome Statute. So I also believe that this had already been discussed and resolved by the ICC when it was raised before the said court. And I believe also the spokesperson, ICC spokesperson, had already intimated, discussed that what the ICC is dealing with are those crimes committed before the Philippines withdrew from the Rome Statute.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Tanong ko lang will, Yusek, meron bang will the government oppose the asylum bid of Harry Roque? O walang gustong gawing role ang government dyan?
Dagdag Yusek do sa tanong ni Ami, dahil alam ko may kaso si Harry Roque sa DOJ
Criminal
about human
dito.
trafficking at saka money laundering.
Yes.
Anong status nun? Paano it can be used laban dun sa kanyang asylum dahil meron naman tayong extradition treaty with the Netherlands. So siguro nakadikit yun yung tanong ni Ami.
Ganito po kasi, as of the moment, wala pa pong case na naipa-file sa court. Pwede pa po sa DOJ. As we speak po, di po alam kung meron ng panibagong update dyan. But as we speak, ang pagkakaalam namin ay wala pa pong kaso na naisasampa sa korte. At ang sabi naman po ng DFA, if ever ang bansa po ng Netherlands ay re-require po ang ating gobyerno na mag-comment about the alleged political persecution, sasagot naman po ang DFA.
But you will not initiate an opposition. Hindi mag-initiate ang gobyerno natin ng opposition to the bid.
Opo, karapatan po ni Atty. Harry Roque na mag-seek ng asylum at wala po tayo, as of the moment po, as we speak po again, wala pa po na pag-uusapan kung mag-o-oppose, but according to DFA, kapag ka po lamang tayo ay hininga ng opinion patungkol dito at kailangan nating i-deny na may political persecution, i-deny po natin. And as a matter of fact, it is up to Atty. Harry Roque to prove that there is a well-founded fear of political persecution. Kasi siya po ang magpapakita niya kung talaga may political persecution. Dahil sabi nga po natin, since day one, hindi naman po ginawa ng kwento ito sa Atty. Harry Roque. Lahat naman ng ebidensya ay lumapag lang sa kamay ng PAO, katulad po ng mga bank accounts na nakita dito sa Lucky South 99, yung records po ng kanyang EA o kanyang what do you call that, the ER, I forget the name of the guy.
Mr.
Special-
Supranational.
Yung special assistant niya.
Mr. Supranational. Yeah, nakita lang po yan ng PAO. At yung pong pagrerenta po niya ng kanyang bahay sa
Pogo.
Benguet.
Pogo
Sa Benguet,
North.
sabi po man nung manager o isang high official ng Lucky South 99 na hindi po ito gawa-gawang kwento nang galing po yan at he admitted those documents. And all the things, all the statements that he made before the Quadcom hearing, lahat naman po yun voluntaryo. He was just asked to deliver or to give the copies of the SALN, which is not in any way a private document. Also, the BIR reports about the alleged extrajudicial settlement of estate allegedly signed by his auntie, and also the contract of trust with a certain Attorney Percival. All those documents were volunteered by Attorney Harry Roque. Now that he is being asked, as well as his wife, is being asked to submit those documents, ba't hindi niya kayang ibigay? Hindi naman nanggaling sa gobyerno yung mga salitang yun, galing naman sa kanya. So how could it be political persecution? So it's up to him to prove that before the government of Netherlands.
So let me see if I got that right. So the government is preparing a defense in case yung
If the Netherlands-
if the Netherlands asks for proof of political persecution, but at the moment the government will not do anything to ask Attorney Roque to repatriate, to bring him back.
Yes, as of the moment po.
Okay.
So we will not know what will happen tomorrow.
So we are not, the government is not initiating
Any proceedings.
with
Yes.
regard to this matter.
Not yet, not yet.
We're
Not
just,
yet.
we're
As
just,
of today.
we're just
Not yet.
waiting for, waiting
case.
for word from the Netherlands, to which we will only respond.
Or if a case is filed here.
Yes, it will be a different story if there will be a warrant of arrest issued against him by the court. Look,
Ay, teka, that'll
Kapag
be
may
more
arrest
interesting.
warrant,
Yes, ma'am. What happens
pwede
then?
kayong mag-request ng ano. Pag may
Because that
arrest
will be a
warrant,
different
you
story.
might request repatriation.
yes, because there's already a warrant of arrest.
Yeah.
For that,
okay.
if there will be
Do we-
a warrant of arrest to be issued by the court.
Ma'am, just to qualify that po, if a warrant of arrest is issued against Mr. Attorney Harry Roque, will the government automatically seek his repatriation, or that's only an option?
Extradition.
Can be. Again, Sir Ed, can be. Why? Because he will be already considered as fugitive if there will be a warrant of arrest. As of now, he's not yet considered a fugitive because what is being issued is only an order of arrest from the House of Representatives.
Yes, from Congress.
So yung sa DOJ, USEC, wala pang panyon. Wala pang
Wala
movement
pa
yun.
po tayong nakukuha kung meron po. Baka po bukas, tignan po natin. Baka hindi po natin alam. Tignan po natin.
On a
Kung
different...
ganon, USEC, kung ganon na may request for extradition, idadaan ba natin yon sa Interpol kung sakasakali?
Maaari din po. Maaari po.
Pwede.
Pwede po.
On a
okay.
different note, the USEC, may unprecedented statement si DOJ Secretary Boying Remulla at saka si DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla na sinabi nila nung sa previous government, nag-fail at nag-collapse yung justice system natin. At mismo yung ating security system ay medyo malaki yung naging damage dahil walang record yung sabi ng Philippine National Police na namatay o napatay nila na 7,000 to 8,000 sa legitimate police operations, no? Et cetera. Meron bang ginagawa yung gobyerno ngayon para ayusin yung failure na yan ng previous justice system at saka nitong mga kakulangan sa ating kapulisan? May ginagawa pa tayo dahil very dramatic yung statement nila. Ngayon lang ako nakarinig ng dalawang secretary sa cabinet na nagsabi ng ganyan. Kaya very fundamental yung pag-aayos.
Kaya kung mapapansin niyo po, nakita po nila mga records na wawala or walang records patungkol po dito, ibig pong sabihin nito, sila po ay nag-iimbestiga na rin po at inaalam po ano nangyari, bakit hindi nagkaroon ng mga tamang pag-iimbestiga, bakit hindi nagkaroon ng tamang sasampa ng kaso sa mga taong involved. So, yan po ay inaayos natin para po kung sino man po, yung hindi pa po kasama sa mga kaso sa ICC, ay maaari pa naman din po sila magsampa dito sa bansa natin, sa courts natin or sa DOJ po natin. At yan po ay tutugunan din po ng gobyerno para po kung meron ba po na ibang mga di umanong biktima ng EJK na hindi naman kasama sa ICC ay matugunan po ng gobyerno natin. So ngayon po nag-i-start po sila mag-investigate.
There was a suggestion from Carlos Conde of Human Rights Watch that there should be a truth commission set up to look into an independent investigation on this so we can close the loop on this. Also to look into reparations for the EJK families. But we've run out of time, sorry. Thank you so much for joining StoryCon today, and we hope to have you back again soon. Palace Press Officer, Undersecretary Claire Castro.
Salamat, Yusek.
Thank you, Yusek.